Hi board gamers, my name is Kevin, sometimes known as Dr. Worm or Kevlar. I have an interesting thing to show you today. So I've got a prototype of Rallyman Dirt from Holy Grail Games. Thank you very much for the tiles and the dashboards that you see here. I've printed out some rally cars in the different colors. But a lot of people were wondering if you can play against automated cars or AI cars. So I had AI cars that I created. There's several on Board Game Geek that are very good. But these new tracks and the new cars just throw more complexities into the AI that you want to build in. So if you're building a logic to try to navigate everything, it gets a little bit more intense. So this is the new system, and it's version 1, so I hope you like it. I've got some lovingly handcrafted dirt dice or leader dice that I've made from wood, and my Rallyman GT dice that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to do one rally stage. I'm the blue car, and I'm going to use the NPC system for the other two cars. So, when there's not much to the NPC system. The rules are very simple, easy to understand. If you know the Rallyman game, you've already got it down. There's a couple of things to keep in mind. Any dashboard that you decide to use for an AI can be used. You just take its complete dice allotment and you roll that all at once to start their turn. I'll get into the specifics of how that happens, but suffice it to say that it's basically like laying out the dice after you've had a loss of control in a flat-out turn. So it's similar to that. I'm going to control the NPCs. When you play with multiple people, then you take turns doing that, and it always starts with the lowest position player that will get the highest position NPC. So I'm going to take Red's dice and roll them. Now they rolled really good. So the difficulty I've set Red at is a difficulty level of 5 out of 7. There's 7 different difficulty levels. So at 5 I don't do any re-rolls to this. The harder difficulties will actually start re-rolling hazards to try to make them better so that it's even luckier than your dice actually turn out to be. And the lower difficulties re-roll non-hazard results. So I'll tell you how that goes, but suffice it to say it works for GT4s, it works for R4s, it works for every single dashboard, even the ultimate dashboard. So you just have to start with the dice that's on its dashboard. So Red's going to go first. You place the die out. That is a speed limit 2, so it's going to be fine there. Now I have one hazard there. I could go up to speed 6 if I wanted to. I've got a hazard on 5, but as long as I don't place a third, because as you see it has a limit of 3, it'll lose control. You can't place enough. You can't place that many. So I could place as many dice as I want to as long as I don't place 3 hazards for that car. So it could go up to 6, but that's going to make the next corner a lot more difficult. So I'm going to leave these over here, and I'm going to use its 2 coast dice right here. Stay in 4th gear. So it's going to get a 4. Now, the way you calculate the focus that it generates, it doesn't use flat out not. It generates focus on every turn. So for every gear or coast die, just like a flat out, it'll generate focus. This one does not, however, because it's a hazard. But this one die will generate its focus. So it gets 1 focus for that turn. It's going to take the inside lane. Alright, now it's going to take another turn because of the delayed start. so it can use its brakes. So it's up to me to make the AI, or the NPC, obey the laws of the track. So it's going to brake to 2. Now, the problem is if I wanted to use this shortcut, if I thought that was a great solution for the red AI, and I'm always trying to play as best a turn as I can for that NPC. I keep saying AI because I'm used to that term. But another rule that's specific to the NPC system is that there's so many choices in a rally. The different hazards make up for a lot of different choices, and I don't want the players making those. That's what an AI should do. But these aren't AIs, but again, the dice are going to limit you on what you can do, because the rule for the NPC is a shortcut, a jump, river. All of those hazards, those 3 hazards, if you place a die there with a hazard, it will double it. So if I had both die were hazards, that would be 4, and it would be over the limit. It wouldn't be able to do it. I can do this. I can take the shortcut if the rest of my roll is good, which it is. So it's going to go ahead and waste that extra one. It's going to take the shortcut for 2, go 3, 4, 5. So it'll jump 2 spaces for 5, and what the heck? We might as well even do 6. He's the hot car of the day. He's leading and he is pushing it. So I place these out here like this. The turn is automatic. He's got 2 coast die he didn't use, so he's going to generate 2 focus, and he's going to end in 6th gear. And he's going to be drifting on that. I don't know if you can quite make out the features, but I'll try to point those out wherever I can. So we're going to leave the coast dice over on his dashboard, and we're going to take the white coast dice for orange. He takes his first turn. Now, I'm setting the orange to difficulty 3 out of 7, and on difficulty 3, you re-roll the top 2 gears that it has. So if it was a GT4 or an R4, you'd re-roll 3 and 4 if they were numbers up. But in this case, an R6, the 5 is already a hazard, but 6 has to be re-rolled. So it didn't cause him any extra problems, but eventually that luck will catch up with him. So what's he going to do? He's going to do a very similar turn, starting here. He's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, coast to coast, and I just think that's the best start. You could get 5 or 6. You can play around with it, but I'm trying to do what I think is the best. So the NPCs get better as you get better with the game. So that's a thing. You're always fighting against yourself, and you always have the difficulty level to make them a little less lucky than you are, or a little more lucky than you are. And this helps you stay rooted in the Rallyman rules, the Rallyman dice placement. It only reinforces good Rallyman play. So what we're going to do is generate 1 focus for yellow/orange. He's going to be in gear 4. And his turn's done. He's going to take the inside as well, try and take that shortcut if he rolls well. Red is going, so I'm going to swap out the coast dice. He's got no re-rolls on his difficulty level. He's got 2 and 6 and 3, so that's a pretty poor roll, but we're just going to have to be careful not to place all of those die. We do need the 2. Actually, he's in 6. He decided to scream around here, so 5. He's going to have to go to 3. I'm going to put the hazard on top so we can tell that it's there. His 2 coast dice are perfect. So he's got 1 hazard. He's going to up to 4, and he's got nowhere left to go. He's going to generate 1 focus here in gear 4. Alright. give him back his dirty dice. Orange has to re-roll 5 and 6, so we're going to scoot these over. And he's lucky again. Alright, so he's in 4, so he doesn't have to spend any extra hazards to go through the shortcut. But before I do that, I needed to make sure that I drew a damage token or a shortcut token for red, and he's got an OK. So no problems on the first shortcut. I think he's going to do this too because he is smart. He can come out here 3, 4, 5. That's a 4 jump, so he's jumping 2 spaces. And he sees this guy getting a little punished by that, so he's going to stay in 5 and give himself an extra space there by trying to drift or not drift the 2 inside. So we got 2 focus, so he's going to take 2 focus and he's going to be in 5. So we'll get his time card. There we go. Alright. Now Hapless Blue gets to start. Put out 1, 2, 3, 4, coast to coast. It's no surprise that I'm doing the same thing for all of these because that's what I think the best start on this track is. But for the NPC, if I roll poor enough, I wouldn't be able to do that. I might have to alter what I do. Say my coast are both hazards and I've got a hazard on gear 2. I might have to go up to 5 or 6. Maybe it's best to do that. So the dice are going to make some of those decisions for you, and that way the NPCs will behave differently than you do on any given turn. So I'm going to roll flat out 1, 2, 3, 4, coast, coast. And there we go. I get 6 focus. In 4th gear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. There we go. Swap those coasts back out, and red's going to go. Alright. Rolled well again, only 2 hazards. He can do whatever he wants. There's no possible way for him to run afoul. And the difficulties are higher for the NPC system than they are for the AI system that I wrote. But difficulty 1, it might not. It's very good. It's going to be very similar to the lowest AI difficulty. So start there, and it's going to make it kind of unlucky. You're going to re-roll its top 4 gear dice if they are not hazards. So you have that double chance to roll hazards for them and make their turn difficult. The check to see if they have a loss of control is you'll kind of see it right off the bat on your initial roll. If you get a 2, 3, 4 on your initial roll that is hazards, all 3 of them, it's a loss of control at the end of their movement. So it's best to try and limit their speed and minimize the damage. So okay, red is in 4, and he has 3 spaces there that he'd love to get through. I think he wants to break down to 2, spend 1 of his hazards, and then 3, coast, coast. Again, I can't spend the hazard on the rally feature because it would cost me double, but I can rearrange, and I've only got 2 out there right now, up to 4 and 5. So he looks pretty good there. 1 good dice left to use. He's going to get a focus. He's going to get a 5 card, and off he goes, sliding away. Swap out these coasts for the white. So you can see that these turns take a little bit less maybe than a player turn, but it's pretty similar. So maybe maybe running 10 or 12 NPCs is going to be a little more tricky, but I think you get used to it. And it doesn't take you out of the Rallyman experience. So that's my up view of this new method that I've come up with. So Orange has to re-roll 5 and 6, so he's going to re-roll that. He's good on the 6. He slowed down to 5. So he didn't like the way red was limited, so where's 4? There's 4. I could go 4, break down to 2, coast. Would have been nice to even break down further, because now he's going to be out of gears. He can't get up to 5. Well, that's just what he's going to do. He's going to get 1 focus here for his 6th gear, and he'll be in 3rd. Now blue, that's my turn. I think, did I not draw? I'm really bad at this when I'm making a video. I gotta draw. He gets okay as well. Just wanted to make sure I had a clear corner before that. I kind of want to do the same thing. I want to try to take that shortcut. So I'm in 4, break down to 2, 3, 4, 5, which puts me skipping 2 spots, 1 gear over the jump limit. So I'll do that. No coast. And I think I'm going to roll that flat out as well. And I'm going to also drop some dice. There we go. Here we go. Flat out. Whew, close. Skip 2 spaces, right? Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. There I am. Skipping 2 spaces for the 1 over the jump. And I get 4 focus. Okay. Looks about right. Next turn. Go back to the orange coast dice. No re-roll for difficulty 5. He is... I didn't take my speed. 5. There we go. And I didn't take this. Okay. Getting awful lucky on shortcuts. Alright. So let's see what we got here for this guy. There's his roll. He's currently in 5. He could break down to 3. No hazard. Speed back up. Let's see how far I can get. He could get pretty far, but he'd end his turn in 1. So let's rethink it for him. So 3, 4, 5. Let's use much less time for this turn, and I still think I can get over here to be able to finish. This is the spot I want to be. If I roll really well, I can finish after, and that with 1 turn there. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good move for him. He didn't spend any of his hazards, so he's got 1, 2, 3. It's going to end in 5. So his time's going to be pretty good. He's again sliding. Alright, let's see what orange can do. another coast. 5 and 6 has to be re-rolled for a difficulty 3. Give him a little bit of extra trouble, but he's still only got 2 hazards. Can do anything he wants. He's in 3. 2. 3. Coast through the water hazard. 4, 5. Now he's going to try and take it a little different just to see how that works out. He's going to waste 5 seconds there on his time card to see if he can get a better turn than what Red had. And what I like about running NPCs is that it lets you try new things too. So you can actually hazard out a better racing line on these rally stages. So what do we got? We got 2 dice. He's going to swap out there for 2 seconds. And he's going to be straight up in 4. Alright. Give him his card. Okay. I'm in 5th gear. And I need to go 4. Break to 2. Coast 3. Coast. It looks like a flat out, but I've been rolling awfully good. That is 3 difficult dice and 3 easy dice. Right before the turn there. Let's go flat out one more try. Luck's on my side this time. So I end in 3. I earn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 focus. See, this is where I'm trying to catch them and focus earned. They earn some, but they don't earn as much as we do, especially if we go careful. So it forces you to, you know, think about the flat out roll a little bit more than you might otherwise. All right, see what Red can do. Oh boy, he's rolled a lot of hazards here. So braking and coasting is not going to be his friend right now. Let's see, from 5, you can drop down to 4 just fine. Yeah, the coast being a problem is going to make this, and well, he could do it, but he's going to end in 2. I don't think I like that. I think I want him to be over here, just for his sake. So he's going to brake hard to 2 and spend double the hazards for the shortcut. So we're going to go there, 4, 2, up to 3. And he can't even coast into that position. Yep, it cost him. Let's see if I can get down to 1 for the corner. 4, 3, break to 1. That's also 2 hazards. Yeah, he's stuck either way. He's just not going to get there, it looks like. So what the heck? Let's take a shortcut, right? 4, 2, 3. That's all he's got. Yep, tricky corner, tricky corner. So he's going to take his card. He has 2 focus. I'll give him a 3 and take away 1. Alright, should be even there. A couple of short turns for Red. That's probably going to end up being bad for him. 3 is not a great gear for time, but we'll see how it turns out in the end. Alright, here's orange. And 6 is already a hazard, 5 is not. after his double jeopardy. He's in 4. So he's going to go 3. Now he thought he might be able to get further than red, so let's see if we can actually make that happen. 3, 4, break to 2. He's already got 2 spent. Coast. Let's do it this way. Coast. No, we can't do that. We have to drop 3. I don't think we can use this 4. Coast. 2. That was a hazard. I'm going to put it this way. So he's going to go through. Reminds me I didn't get his token. Oh, he gets a flat. Red gets a flat. So he's going to be down a die. So the NPCs work the same exact way your own dashboard. It's just going to remove 1 of his coast die. Alright. Since this guy's taking it, might as well draw another one. And he boogers up the corner. For me. Thanks a lot, Orange. But he's stopping there because he's got nowhere to go. So he's going to be in the shortcut itself, drifting around in 2. He's got 1, 2, 3 focus, and a 2 time card. There we go. So he's going to force me to go through that horrible shortcut. Okay, I'm in 3rd. So if I can drop to 1, 2, coast, 3, coast. Yeah, I really like the lower speed there that I had. It's going to help me maybe skip a turn here. And since I'm rolling 1 at a time, what the heck, let's just say I'm going to go all the way out to 5. I've got, it looks like 15 seconds to burn. So let's see what happens. That's a 1. Luck on my side. 2 dice left, and I get 1. So there we go. Success. No focus draw for me, but I'm going to end in 5. Solid play there from the actual player. Alright, next turn, swap out the single coast die I have for the leader. He rolled perfect. Unfortunately, he's not close enough, and this complex, this double hairpin is not good for a guy with 1 coast die. So, what's he going to do? He's in 3. He wants to maximize his gear. So he's going to break to 1. Coast. Two, 3. It's best he can do, I feel like. Yep. 2 focus. Nope, that's the wrong dashboard. 2 focus for red. And a 3 time card. Yeah. That is not helping him. He's drifting here. Swap out the coast for orange. There we go. Wow, what a perfect roll. Unfortunately, he's a lower difficulty. He has to risk it. No problem for him though. He's currently in 2nd. So he can do 3, 1, coast, 2, and he is stuck behind the drifter. Alright, that's what he's going to do. He's got 4 focus. Ending in second. So he's going to take his time card. He'll be sliding right behind red. Alright, let's see what I can do for blue turn. I've got a dusty corner here to deal with. And I'm in 5th gear, which is going to cause me a little bit of trouble. So I think I'll break down to 3rd. Maybe I should do this. Break down to 2nd, 4th, break down to 2nd, and the shortcut, then I can go back up to 3rd. Alright, I like it. That puts me in a better finishing spot, I feel like. We may all finish on the same turn this time. So I'm going to end in 3rd. And I'm going to go flat out on this one. There's my roll. It looks good. I get 4 focus. I'm just using the term focus and seconds interchangeable because I feel like they are interchangeable. Alright, so I avoided the muddy corner there. Alright. Let's see if we can all finish on the same turn here. Red goes. I didn't get my time card. I got my focus. There's my time card. 5 turns, 6 turns, 7 turns. Good. I've been doing my job. Alright. 3rd gear. He can go break down to 1 for 1 hazard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll earn no focus, but it's going to finish strong. Red's done. Let's see if he has the podium. Orange rolls really well. Let's see if the difficulty screws him over. Nope. He should be able to finish just fine as well. Hopefully he can get to 6th gear as well. Let's just start from there and go backwards. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's see, he was only in 2nd, so that's legal. He can coast that one. He even earns a focus. So there we go. He finishes in 6th. 1 extra focus. Alright. So about the damage here. So whoever's controlling them, they'll be considered the NPC operator. And if you're playing solo, you're always the NPC operator. I could decide to pit. If I had a turn that was ending in a low gear, might as well just do the pit, change the tire. But didn't get to that point, and the stage ending was close, so I decided not to do that. But that's the thing that it's all in your control, whether you change tires, you pit for repairs, any of that stuff. It's all whoever is controlling that NPC that turn. If you're playing with shunt rules, then shunts are disabled unless you have certain driver traits, or the NPC is blocked. So there's that. I'm in 3rd gear. I'll have to brake the 1st, and then I could do the same thing. I can coast around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's give that a whirl. Not flat out. No, I'm not that gutsy. Wow. Well, that just put a wrench in it. So, definitely finishing earlier turns, but I don't want to ruin it with the loss of control. So how much focus do I have? got 10, 19. I could buy 4 dice if I roll these 2. Let's go for it. Yep. Alright. 4 dice cost 10. I'm going to throw that away just to finish this turn in 6th. Alright, so that's the game. That's the NPCs. Hopefully that explanation is a little easier than reading the rules, but I'll have a link below in the description to tell you where to find the rules for the NPC system on Board Game Geek. Let's total up what we got here. I think I definitely am going to win that one. Let's see if that's true. There's a minute 5. 2 minutes flat. And I've got 9 focus left, minus 9. There's a minute 5. Another minute. 2:15. Orange. This is Kevin. And that's red. He has 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 seconds. Wow, 1 second difference. Nope, 10-second difference. So I got a 1:51, and he ends up with a 2:01. Let's see what red. The mighty red did not do well with his damage. There's 50s, minute 5, minute 20, minute 50, 2:20, 2:30. Not great, exactly as I expected. So 2, 4, 6, and 6, 12 seconds, 2 minutes, and 18 seconds. There you have it. Blue wins the stage, and that's how you use the NPC system with timing mode. And again, you can do this in GT. You use time if you want to do hot laps against AI. If you want to race against it, that's still fine. You still use the same system. And whoever's in the lowest place controls the first one. And then for the round, it goes around the table so that each player gets to control some of the NPCs. Anyway, I hope you like the system. Hit the like button below, and check us out on Board Game Geek. Thanks to Holy Grail Games and JC Bouvier for a copy of this prototype. And I'll talk to you next time. Thanks, guys.